Hey YouTube, we are back with another video on this 2017 XT5. And so today what we're going to be showing you how to do is how to replace this door sill here, this whole piece of plastic on the bottom here. And why are we doing that? Well, Cadillac actually makes an optional accessory that is a little bit different than what's here. The whole, or most of this plate is the brushed stainless steel, and then it actually has lights in it, kind of like the front doors on the higher end trims have. So it's kind of just a upgrade for looks, but you know, this is kind of what happens when you are quarantined for a month. You start to check out all the crazy accessories available for your car. So let's take a quick look at what we're going to be installing today. All right, here is the new part. I ordered this from GM Parts Direct, but there's lots of places that sell it. And I'll put the part number in the description. Now keep in mind that there's at least 2, maybe 3 different part numbers, and the differences are that there's still some plastic on the new one, and so the different part numbers represent the different colors. So of course you want to match the inside of the car. So the part number I chose, of course, is for the black plastic. So this is the replacement part here, and you can see that the whole plate here is metal, and then you still got some plastic around the edge. And then there's a light bar along the bottom here, and then I guess all of this lights up, and a pretty cool little Cadillac logo over here. We'll just get a closer look here under the plastic. So that's got just a really nice look to it. And then we've got the bottom here, and there's a wiring harness. And basically the way this is going to work is it's going to tie into one of the lights here in the cargo area. So you'll unplug the light and then plug one of these into the light, and then plug the existing harness into there. So basically it'll come on anytime the lights inside the car come on, so when you open a door or the hatch. And this is really just clips, it looks like. But we've got to be able to get to that light, and yeah, it's going to be fun. And so part of the challenge here is that this little piece of paper here is all that came with the new piece. And so no real instructions, just basically instructions that say, hey, go read the instructions. So that's always great. I guess they really just intend this to be a dealer installed item, but whatever, we're going to figure it out. So I did go online and do some digging, and I found some instructions that someone had copied. And they give us some clues of what to do, but the problem is, like, every step it's like, okay, remove, like for example, one of the most I'd say probably challenging parts is going to be remove rear end trim panel, refer to rear end trim panel replacement. So it's telling us what to do but not how to do it. And we've got some really horrible pictures here. So we're gonna have to kind of figure it out on our own here, I think. And that's what this video is going to be all about. All right, so let's jump right into it. And you know, you'll want to stay tuned for the end of the video. I'll have some really good close-up shots of the new panel there, and the lights, and what it all looks like. So be sure to check that out at the end of the video. So let me get this mat out of here. And so the first step is we need to remove this floor panel, which looks like it's not going to be too hard. So we'll just lift this up, and a little tip, if you're not aware of it, there's a little hook that's snapped in here, and you can pull that out and just hook it up on the edge of the opening there, and that keeps it out of the way. But we are going to go ahead and remove it entirely so we can get to everything else easily. So as far as I can tell, the only thing holding this down or keeping us from taking it out is this strap right here, and there is I think a plastic Torx bolt there. It's a T45, yeah, so that's just a little plastic retainer with a little metal insert in it. And I believe that now come out. You should be able to lift this out. So the other thing I'm going to do to make our life easier is go ahead and remove this little sunshade thing. And that's really simple. You just grasp this raised part on the end and it's spring loaded and pull it in and then rotate it out. All right, the next step is to remove the right and left rails here, these silver things. And again, they're held in place with Torx fasteners, one in the front and one in the back. And the reason these have to come out is because there's actually a lip on the back side of this plate, so it wouldn't be able to lift out. And these are angled at the back edge, so it should be pretty easy to keep track of which one's the left and which one's the right. All right, so next it says to remove the left and right foam block rear compartment, which are these little guys here, and I think they're just sitting in there with Velcro. And again, I guess because it rides up over here, I don't know why they need to be removed, but yeah, it just pulls out. And there we go. All right, next up it says to remove the rear end trim panel. So this has to come out next. No instructions on how to do it, but based off of looking at the other one, there are clips. Well, let's look at it real quick. So it looks like there are 4 clips, or no, that's not 4. That's 6. 6 clips through the back, which would imply that it's going to just pull straight up. There's also a little cover around the around this lock here. It comes with a new one. I don't know if they're different yet, but it doesn't say anything about having to remove it at this stage, so let's just see what happens. All right, so normally I don't like to use metal screwdrivers to pry on things, but since we've got a nice rubber edge here, there's nothing really to mar up. And as long as we put the screwdriver up under this lip right here, you're not going to mar up anything that's going to be seen. And you know, this is something I'll probably turn around and resell, make back some money on that thing. But it looks like those clips are along this front edge. So it looks like that's where we need to start, because I wasn't having any luck on the back edge there. Now this little metal thing just popped, or plastic piece just popped out, so I guess it does come out. Ah, you know what? And this is why it'd be nice if the instructions actually were a little bit more. I was feeling like, why am I getting so much resistance? And I was looking at our original part here, or I mean our new part. And if you look closely here, there are these cavities on either side. This right here, there's a bolt on either one. So let's check that out. All right, so I've pulled the camera back around here so you can see the back edge, and there is a little hidden bolt back there. And so I just checked, that's a 10 millimeter. When in doubt, grab a 10 millimeter first. It seems like everything on these cars is 10 millimeters. So, all right, there's one. All right, if I'd done that first, it probably would have popped out going by the front. Let's see if it just lifts out now. Bet you it will. Yep. So there's the old one, and this is an XT5 Platinum, and it does have some metal here. I've noticed on the low, I think it's just the lowest trim, the base, that this is just all plastic. And, you know, I don't really see a reason why you couldn't either put this on the lower trim or the really nice one on any of the lower trims. Not sure about that. Not positive. But that's out, and that's what that looks like on the back. Pretty much the same, minus the light bars and wires and everything. All right, so here's where we're going to learn together for sure, because next it says to remove the right rear lower quarter trim panel. Refer to quarter lower trim panel replacement, which would be some nice instructions to have, but we don't. The only clues I can look at from this are, at least from this picture, it appears that they did not remove the plastic trim on the top. So you can still see this this hook right here and the track and this little release thing over here, and you can still see them. Obviously we can see those there. So it almost looks like they just removed this lower part, but I don't know. I mean, you would still have to, what we're trying to get to is this light right here. So you would still have to get to that light. And then here they're showing the back of where that light's mounted, and it looks like the wiring's going up under another panel, almost as if they didn't remove all the, you know. So this is where we're gonna get to go on a little bit of an adventure, because I'm really not sure. The only things I really know of offhand, just by dealing with some other stuff I've done, is this panel overlaps this panel, and there's a bolt here, and I think there's a bolt here. There's another one up top over there, I believe. So, and this panel here, this carpet part is really part of this bottom panel here. So I just don't see how you're going to do it without at least pulling this top piece off, because this top piece overlaps the bottom. So let's see if we can get this top piece off. I'm going to fold the seats down. The only other fastener I know is way back in the front underneath a little panel, which I'll show you here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and fold the seats down, and you know, if we could reach down in here with just this off, we might not have to take all this off, but it might be one of those kind of things where it's more work to fight it. I think this is all clips through here, but before we start going crazy, right up there is a little panel, which I'm guessing means there's a little screw, probably a 10 millimeter. Well, that actually looks a lot smaller than a 10 millimeter. All right, that seems to be a 7 millimeter. So there does appear to be a speaker over here, so we'll want to be cautious when we're pulling this off. There's probably some sort of wiring harness over there. So let's see what we can see here. Yeah, these are really acting like they need to come off together. So I think there's a bolt. Yeah. And this is some kind of big torques. All right, this is a T45, just like that fastener on the floor was. You know, had they had 12 volts down here for this light, this would have been too easy. All right, so that's how that comes off. I think there's going to probably be one right there as well. Yeah, teeny tiny torques. I did have a driver for a T20, and that's in there real good. All right, let's see where we're at now. All right, these do come apart. Let's go ahead and disconnect the speaker. Now, we're just going to slide that over there because I don't want them full with the seat belt. So there's a bunch of these little plastic things, or at least one there, and a couple of there that slid into these openings here. So once you get the bottom unclipped and kind of pull, you want to pull down, and they slide out of those. And I think probably the easiest thing to do is going to be, once we're ready to put this together, to pop those out and then lock them in, because I don't know, it might be able to. I'll try lining it up and seeing if it'll slide in there. I'm not really sure what the appropriate way to do it is because they don't want to tell us. All right, so now we can get to this light. So I might have taken all that off for nothing. So I guess the question is, can we fish something through there? Can we fish something through here and connect to that light without pulling this off? Or should we just pull this off? How hard would it be just to pull this off at this point? Maybe we should just pull it off. All right, that pops off. All right, so not sure it was really worth it to loosen that up. Might have been able to do it without it, but at this point we really should have enough wiggle room to unplug that light and route the cable. Might have been able to do it the other way, but this panel is kind of hooked up under the seat and under the bin and everything, and sure, it's one of those things where there's a right or wrong way to do this, and I haven't figured it out yet, but I think we're close enough now. Get the light out of there. So I probably could have reached behind there, but there's the connector so you guys can see what that looks like. And we got hopefully plenty of cable here. I'm just trying to route it in such a way that it won't get pinched on anything. So we've got like a male and a female version of this light plug here. So we'll plug the female version, or the female plug from the new sill plate into the existing harness that was for the light. And that just plugs in like that. And then we'll plug the light back into this. And then there we go. And so before I put this back together, I'm going to try to make the interior lights come on and make sure that this works and that plate works. All right, so the interior light has come on. And Hard to tell in this bright light, but the kick plate has come on. Not as bright as the door sills, I don't think. We'll have a better look at it in the night, at night for sure. All right, so let's get this mess snapped back together here, and it should be mostly the reverse of what we did. All right, finally got all this put back together, and yeah, I would say that it's not really worth trying to pull this lower part down. My recommendation would be just pop this off, reach down in here, pop that light out, unplug it, use a stiff piece of wire or something. I mean, you should be able to almost reach down through there and fish the wire through. Because this is just especially like this little piece of trim right here is just a pain to get out and get back in, and it's just not worth it. So yeah, I wasted a lot of time there, but hopefully you won't. So let's get this new trim panel popped in and get the rest of it put back together. I'm just going to carefully tuck that wire down in this spot. And what I would do is look under this edge and get these little posts and clips lined up, and be careful. This wire over here right now is wanting to ride underneath that clip, so make sure it's pushed out of the way and free of anywhere that it's gonna get hung by a clip or the bolt. So I'm just double checking that. I think we're good. And this rubber gasket is supposed to be on the outside of it. I'm just leaving this plastic on it until I get it installed. Get it all marred up somehow. Sorry, I just realized I had the camera not positioned too well. So what I was doing was just looking under this front edge here to make sure all the clips were lined up, make sure that wire's out of the way, and push it down. And there are some clips on these edges, little plastic ones that have to snap down. And of course, don't forget about these annoying little bolts on the side. We definitely don't want to drop them at this point. All right, just one more thing to do is install this. Before we do that, we've got to do the grand reveal here, and that oddly satisfying peeling of plastic. And this should just snap in here. And it looks like it's the same on both sides maybe, so I don't think there's a right or wrong way to put it in. Either that or I got it on the first try. Hard to say. But that's it. That's the finished product there. And I mean, I think it really gives a nice look to the back of the vehicle. Excited to see what it looks like at night, so I'll film a little bit of that a little bit later. And that kind of gives you a better before and after look there. And yeah, it's a really nice look. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps somebody make this upgrade to their XT5. Also, I would say some useful information if you need to get in behind that trim for anything. So hope you guys will consider subscribing, and got some more videos planned in the near future, so keep checking back with us.